What's up, guys? Greg here. Final rundown. Guess what I did this weekend? I did it again. I said I wouldn't do it. I did it again. I came home with a big bag of records from a cool store called Atomic Records in Burbank, California. I was actually on my way to IKEA, of all places, to buy more of this stuff. 8 more cubes to house all the vinyl records I keep buying that are strewn all over the house. And what did I do? Let me just stop in this record store, see if they got anything good. It's on the way to IKEA. Guess what? I spent an hour in there and I spent too much money. And 2 changes in my buying. Number 1, my commitment to buying less junky, cheap records and more high quality records. I did an okay job on that. I bought some $15, $20, $25 records, which I usually don't do. I'm in focus here. And then I spent a bunch of money a week before record store day, which is really probably not a great idea. I don't know why I did that. I kind of didn't realize that till after I was checking out. But let me show you some of these things here. Let me take these out of the big bag. And where will we start? Let's start with, he had a bunch of, hold on. He had a bunch of budget stuff in the front of the store. And he's like, okay, all that stuff in the store is 50 cents, and the stuff outside on the sidewalk is free. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I look out there. I'm cleaning my glasses. I look out there and I go, well, where? Outside on the sidewalk. I don't see anything. There's nothing on the sidewalk. It's like, I just put a big box of records out there. Guess somebody took the whole box. They probably wanted the cardboard box and threw the records away. I'm guessing. I don't know. Okay, can I see what's going on here? I think I only got 2 from the bargain bin. A classical, I always, $1 for a good, well-recorded classical. Do you guys agree with me that, is that Bruce Springsteen right there? That's Vladimir Ashkenazi, but I've always thought he looks just like Bruce Springsteen. Different pictures, he looks more like the boss. And then average white band. My son is into sort of that jazzy, funky stuff. My son plays saxophone. Average white band with Ben E. King from Stand By Me. Otherwise, I don't know these tunes, but 50 cents. Okay, it's got Imagine by John Lennon. Anyway, 50 cents. Only 2 junky records and a bunch of expensive records. I learned about this record, I think, from the VC. Max Roach, the great bebop drummer, with Booker Little on, what does he play? Sax? Booker Little plays trumpet, sorry. And Deeds, Not Words. The original cover on this is kind of much cooler. This is a French version, but good high quality vinyl. Cover photo is nice, but the other one, the original, is even more interesting, but inexpensive. Is $12 inexpensive? I guess. What do we got here? I've been into this CTI jazz label lately. Their stuff is inexpensive in a lot of cases. $3. Good quality vinyl, good quality recording. This is Stanley Turrentine with Ron Carter, George Benson, Freddie Hubbard. These records I've ignored for decades, and all of a sudden I like them. They're just very mellow, kind of chill jazz, smooth production. Brian Blade, great jazz drummer. Not that well known outside of hardcore jazzy people. I don't really know this record, but a Brian Blade record on Blue Note for 12 or 13 bucks. I'm willing to give it a try. John Cowherd on piano and mellotron. Oh, Dave Devine on guitar. I think I know him. Don't know this record. Anxious to listen to it. When the prices are low enough, I'll give stuff a try. Dave Liebman, good saxophone player. ECM, anything on the ECM label with good players on it, I'm usually open to giving it a try. It's got John Abercrombie on my guitar, one of my favorite guitar players who died a year or 2 ago. Bob Moses on drums. Colin Walcott. There's a handful of good people on here. It's one of those weird ECM-y, kind of trippy records. It's only, it's $6. while I'm in the store, I'm listening to these on my phone, going, okay, what is this? You know, trying to preview the music. Not always easy to do. Okay, here's a classic I did not have. I got a lot of Coltrane. I got all the impulses on Coltrane. I don't have that much of the Atlantic stuff. Giant Steps is the one everybody should have on Atlantic. Coltrane's Sound. And I didn't know this record that well, but I was in a jazz club right down the street here a couple months ago, and they did this song Central Park West. Great ballad, sounded great. I said, I gotta get that record. And here I found a good clean copy, good quality vinyl. Decent price. Do you guys recognize this artwork? The artist on here is, what's his name? Something Israel? Marvin Israel. I think he's done a handful of jazz records of this very same look. I think he did a Mingus or somebody else. Supposedly Coltrane didn't even like this artwork. But now here's a question for you VC experts. Did somebody recently do this total design for a rap record? Like, I don't know. I know as much about rap music as, you know, not too much. But is there a rap or a hip-hop or recent record that the artist basically mimicked this look? I'm trying to figure out what that is, just because I like trivia and I want to know. You guys probably know because you guys know everything. I can't believe I found this record for only $10. Ken Nordine. So this is the third time I featured Ken Nordine in the last couple weeks. Ken Nordine just died a few weeks ago, age 98, something like that. First I got the compilation, like greatest hits of word jazz, and then I got volume 2, and now I got volume 1. Now I got the original word jazz, only $10. It's this like, what's the word for it? You know, they used to do the coffee houses. Beatnik. Sort of beatnik poetry set to jazz. So he's talking throughout the whole thing with jazz in the background, but his stories and his talking, his voice. I got 3 of the Ken Nordines, and I've seen this going for $40. So, doesn't mean it's in perfect shape, but it's good enough for me. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Might have a couple little scratches. Can you see that? Sorry. Good enough for me. Oh shoot, I just broke the seam by letting the record slide in there. Don't let your record slide into the seams, guys. These old paper seams are very delicate. Another CTI record for a bargain. CTI, $3.99. Jim Hall, one of my favorite guitar players. Art Farmer, is he a trumpet player? Yeah, Art Farmer, trumpet. Inexpensive, clean vinyl. Why not? Okay, quality. Charles Mingus, Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. One of Charles Mingus's sort of classic all-time greats. Is this on Impulse? No, this is on... Maybe it is on Impulse. Yeah, Impulse. Duh, Impulse, but it's not orange. That's what threw me. It's on Impulse. It's a gatefold. This is brand new. $18. And it is authorized. It's not one of those crappy wax time doxy, whack doc nonsense BS albums. This is authorized by Impulse and Universal Music Group. And how are they doing this for $18? I don't know. So, there's a little bit more. As I was walking up to the counter, I saw a big box of 78s, and they're not marked. He never marks them. It's too much trouble. What did I see? I have a whole video on these 78s, but I'm like, dude, I'm spending a lot of money here. How much are you going to give me this 78 for? He's like, $2. Dodo Mamarosa, one of the great bebop piano players that nobody's heard of, but he was the original piano player on a lot of Charlie Parker stuff. Atomic Records. And the store is called Atomic Records. And he's like, I didn't even know there was a record label called Atomic Records. He gave me that one for $2. Then this other one was filthy. It had like adhesive caked all over. He's like, you can have that one. If you can clean that, great. I made another video of me cleaning these records. And they don't sound great. I mean, they are rough for sure. But, okay, here comes the big ad reveal. Atomic Records in Burbank. An Atomic record label. Beboppy jazz label. 40s, I guess. And the owner's a very cool guy. He likes to chat and talk about music. He's like, do you know who owns Bebop? Or do you know who owns Atomic Records? I'm like, no, Slim Gaillard. And Slim Gaillard is this really funny bebop piano player. And that's his record label. Well, I looked it up on Wikipedia. Wikipedia says it's not Slim's. But Slim is certainly their most famous artist. And Dodo. I just love the name Dodo Mamarosa. I mean, can you beat that name? Is there a better name in jazz? There's a bass player named Spanky DeBrest, which my son thinks is hilarious. And Thelonious Monk is a pretty bizarre name. So, what else was I going to tell you? Yeah, so I got this big stack of records, and I said, you know, I'm spending too much money, and my wife's going to kill me. And he's like, tells his assistant, Igor, get that man a tote bag. He deserves a tote bag because of all the money I spent. So, thank you, Cold Record Store guy. I forgot your name. For the tote bag, and he makes sure you get outer sleeves for all your records. And really nice store. It's crowded. There's so much stuff in that store you can't move. Record players, boxes of records, CDs, records, stuff on the wall. But good prices. A lot of the record stores in Los Angeles have crappy prices. Stuff is overpriced. He's got like a well-curated jazz selection, like deep cuts by good artists. And I think it's partly because he's in a part of the LA Burbank music industry, recording industry, studios. A lot of studio people live and work in Burbank. You're right next to Warner Brothers Studios, Universal Studios. That is the story, guys. So IKEA, I'm building a new IKEA 2x4, 8 cubes, building that in the backyard. That will be up. And we're going to kind of have to remake the back office. So you may see less of me out here with a giant record wall. This is 5x5 plus 8. This is like 40 cubes of records full. This thing is like, this is solid as a rock, my God. But this is a central room to the house. So kid does his homework on this table right here. Like, Dad, your video crap is in my way. I'm doing my homework. And you can hear him and the TV and kitchen. This is a very central part of the house, very noisy. So going forward, once I get this IKEA built and I get these other records moved to the back, you're going to see me in a different setting. I know you don't care at all, but I care. I'm trying to clean up these piles of records all over the house, which I've been showing you. So we're 1 week away from Record Store Day, guys. Can I spend this much money as I spent yesterday? Oh my God. It's getting crazy. When am I going to listen to all these records? I spend more time making videos about records than listening to records. That's another problem. Vinyl record addiction is one thing. YouTube addiction might be another thing. I don't know. That's the rant for the day, guys. And thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And enjoy your vinyl. Bye-bye.